Let's do GoFast, because I think GoFast is the one that's very accessible to people. GoFast is this one that looks
2015
like
UFO encounter taken aboard a Navy fighter jet from the nuclear aircraft carrier USS Teddy Roosevelt off the eastern seaboard near the Florida coast. And going so fast that they have never seen anything that has that kind of technology.
It looks like it's going fast, and that's the thing. It's kind of an illusion. It looks like it's going fast because of the parallax effect.
Wrong.
So I think what we're looking at is the tail end of a jet plane, and that would appear as a big glare that would kind of obscure in the same way that this flashlight here, when I point it at the camera and turn it on, you get a big glare that obscures it.
What?
The wind at 22,000 feet could be moving very, very fast, whereas the wind at 11 could be moving slow and or in a different direction. So what it looks like to me is something that's moving at wind speed, and the most likely thing is a balloon. And from that, an even more likely thing is that it's a loose weather balloon. It could possibly be a very large bird. People, make fun of me for suggesting this, but there is a possibility that it could be something like a pelican, like a large enough bird, if it's well insulated.
A fucking goose? What? Does he think we're idiots? Like, how would fighter pilots ever fight anybody? You know how many geese are flying around the air? Like, how would I find any targets? What happened? Notice you bomb the target? They're like, no man, sorry. Team got killed on the ground. I locked a goose. No man. So I'm usually a pretty laid back guy. I don't get that fired up normally. So I'm usually a pretty laid back guy. I don't get that fired up normally. So I'm usually a pretty laid back guy. I don't get that fired up normally. So I'm usually a pretty laid back guy. I don't get that fired up normally.
So I'm usually pretty laid back guy. I don't get that fired up normally.
But I just keep seeing video after video and article after article on mainstream media, CNN, USA Today, BBC, CNN, about this guy who obviously has no clue what he's looking at. You don't know what you're talking about.
20 minutes later.
It's so blatant to me. He didn't talk to a single pilot or weapons system officer or anyone really who's ever used one of these pods.
1 hour later.
As their job, or used them on a consistent basis. Okay, it's just so obvious that he's wrong, and yet he's going on national TV and he's saying, just spreading all this misinformation. So I'm going to prove easily. It's so easy to prove that Mick West's totally wrong. The GoFast. First, I'll do the GoFast video and show you definitively with physics and models and just protractors and measuring rulers that Mick West's totally wrong. It is not a freaking goose or like a plastic bag or a weather balloon floating around, and we know what we're talking about. Okay, so should be a good video. Stick around. So this tells me it's a ridge, right? So this is like a little mountain, okay? This ain't a wave, okay? Alright, now let's go to the GoFast video. So this is at the beginning, alright? And I want to show here, there's tons of information already, okay? You can see here that the waves, right? You can tell that's water, right? I mean, before you couldn't even tell it was what it was at all. Like, it was a valley. I mean, I can see a valley because I see it, right? I've been looking at this stuff for hundreds and hundreds of hours. I mean, people ask me what fighter pilots do, and this is what we do, man. We get down to the physics of stuff. I mean, we shoot our weapons go Mach 4, right? If a missile is off, and it's going Mach 4, if its targeting information is slightly off, man, that is 4,000 miles an hour. That's 4 times faster than a bullet. If that thing's off by like minuscule fractions, it's gonna miss. And imagine it many, many miles, okay? These missiles have to be accurate. So alright, so look here. The water is in, just like that. So I can tell that I'm in Blackhawk, so the same thing. So this little spot here is a little bit harder than this spot, okay? This is cooler. You can tell this is waves. Probably not that big, okay? And by the way, if you look at the angle, okay, so I know this is 22 degrees down. I know I'm at 25,000 feet, okay? If you do the hypotenuse, it comes out to almost 11 miles. So this is at 12 nautical miles, zoomed in through a little targeting pod. We can count these little waves. Think about that first off.
like put someone else under the bus. I know you know, another fellow YouTuber under the bus or anything. I'm not out there to attack somebody, but it's just wrong, and he needs to be told. At least don't go on like national TV and say confidently like, this is definitely not a vehicle, it's a trash bag. I mean, before you do that, dude, please ask someone, anyone who's doing this, who's used one of these things.